So this is the explanation about the code that I already explained to you. So when we use the form equals to member form request host or node, so it is aligned to create an object when a submit is requested. So when we click the submit, when we click save button, okay, so let's say if there's nothing here, then it will give you some warning, okay, because there is nothing here, so it is not valid. That's why they will give you warning, and they cannot create anything to save into the database. And this way is using post. So we will learn more later about the post. And yeah, is valid is a function that returns Boolean, true or false, to confirm that a form is valid or not. So a form is not valid if the contents do not satisfy the input criteria. For example, email does not contain at, and it will be error, or if the character has nothing. Form.save is a function to execute the form and submit the data in the form in particular functions. It means, yeah, we want to save the data that you input in the web, and we want to save it into the database. Redirect is a function to execute HTML file according to the name. So if we call the list members, then we will go to the list members. If we call add members, then we will go to the add members. If we go to this one, yeah. Oh, not this one. Redirect. Yeah, this redirect means we will go to any name that we already defined. Okay. So the name that we define here is the list members, which is a function in the list members. So this is to execute another URL. So you already know, if we define the URL in the template using the percent with the curly bracket, it means, yeah, this is to access the URL with the name add member. And yeah, using this CSRF token, this site generates a unique token when it makes the form page. This token is required to post or get data back to the server. So whenever we create a form, here, there should be a kind of token. Okay? So because this is the token that created to make this form. And this is the CSRF, the cross-site request forgery. So it means whenever you use the Django, they can identify whether it is a fake website or not. I think last time we already learned from the settings. In the settings, we have this secret key. So this secret key is one of the token. So my token is different with your token. Since the token is generated by your site and provided only when the page with the form is generated, some other site cannot mimic your forms. It means the other sites cannot copy your forms. So they won't have the token and therefore cannot post to your site. So this is the function of the CSRF token. And this one on click, it is a function in the JavaScript. This is a simple JavaScript to return to the previous page without any submission. So if you click cancel, okay, if you click cancel means please do not save anything from this information. Then Yeah, we will just go back to the previous page. So this window, CRUD history, back. On click means, yeah, when we click the button, then it will execute this function. Okay, next we are going to learn how we can update the name of the users. Let's create a new function in the views.py and the name is update member. So the update members, it will be in the views.py. Okay, I have the update members. It's in the views.py and you can see there is one parameter which is ID. So let's say I have one ID for a particular member and I want to update his name or I want to update his email address. So I need to know what is this ID. And after I know his ID, then I would like to get the data of that member. You still remember get? We have two ways to filter the data. The first is filter and the other is get. To use filter, it means we will get more. We can get more than one data. If we use get, it means we will get only one data. Okay? So if it is more than one data, you need to use filter. If you want to get only one data, we use get. And after we get the data, we want to put it into the member form. We will use the request post or none. So it is like the standard of the argument. And I want to put the instance equal to the member. This means the member here will be the instance of the form. So we will check again the form whether it is valid or not. If it is valid, then let's save it and redirect to the list members. The remaining part are same. We just want to go to the member form, and now we have two data. The first is the form, and the second is the member that we get from the ID. Now let's go to the urls.py. We are going to access a particular member. So in this case, I'm going to use the integer ID. Okay, we just learned before. The integer ID, it is in the urls.py. Okay. So if I want to update a member, let's go to this path update and then call the ID. So the ID is an integer and we will get it later. Okay, so how we can get it? So let's see. After we know the ID, let's run the function update member. Let's go to the list member. Now let's suppose I want to update one member. It means I need to put one more column for each of the member. Okay, I want to add one more column here. Then let's add these two lines. the th, the th is the table header. So I make a new table header, which is about update. And then what is the data? I'm going to make a button. So I'm going to make a button in the table. Okay, I'm going to make a button in the table, which is a TD. And this button, okay, this button will go to update member and giving the member.id. And it will be inside of this one. Okay. Now let's look at the result. So you can have update. And then let's say I'm going to update the ID number 2. So when I click this one, it goes to this form. And the data will be automatically in the form. We know that the second ID is Miss bbcc, and this is the data bbcc@bc.com. Let's suppose I want to update the email. Maybe the email is bbcca@bc.com. So I can save, and the result will be shown on this email. So let's say I want to update the number 1. Okay. ABC. So I want to update abcdef@abc.com. So when I save it, then yeah, it changes to abcdef@abc.com. So this is about update. So the third things that you can learn from this site is it is necessary to forward the instance to the form. So this instance will be inserted into the form. So that's why whenever you click this one, so the data will be in this form. Okay. The data from this one will be in this form. That's why we get it from the instance equal to member. This is from the member. We want to get the objects based on the ID equals to ID. ID is from the member ID that we got from the HTML file. So this ID is from the member.id in this table. And then yeah, we want to call the function update member given by the member.id in this table. So if we run this, we will get the member, and the member data will be in the form. So the last one that we need to learn is how to delete, okay? Because we have C, R, U, and T. So we already know about C, which is to create a new one. We know how to read it, and we know how to update it. And now the last one is how to delete it. We can make a new function, delete. So this is in the fuse.py. In the fuse.py, we can make a new function, delete member. Again, in this delete member, we have an object ID, and then Whenever the ID equals to the ID, let's make a new variable, which is member. And then I would like to check if the request.method equals to post, then let's delete the member. Okay, you know the delete function or the delete when we learn about the Python shell. So we can delete it and then back to the list members. So we just go to the user mgmt. Okay, there is one link which is member delete confirm.html, and then use the data from that member. Now in the URLs, let's put a new path. So this path is in the URLs. So we have delete, and we want to delete a particular ID. And we will call the function delete member, and the name is delete member. Now, in the member underbar form, okay, in the member underbar form, we need to make these 3 lines. We need to make these 3 lines. In the member underbar form.html, after the form, after the form, I make this one. So this function, if member, what does it mean? If member. So when we run this, okay, when we run this member form, we can run it from the create button. We can run from the new member, okay, and or we can run from update. Okay. So one more time, we can use the member underbar form.html from the new member or update. If we run the member underbar form.html from new member, there will be no delay because we don't have any data. Okay? So nothing to be deleted. Then if we have a data, let's show the delete button. Okay. Then in this case, if member means if there is a data of a member, let's show this one. What is this? This is a button, and this is a button danger. Okay, we learn about the bootstrap. So some color depends on the class name. So the class name danger means it is a button with red color. When we click this one, we will call the delete member and give the member.id. So we will delete that particular ID. Now, let's have another HTML file. We have member delete confirm. So I will just copy this one and make the member delete confirm.html inside the folder. Member, delete, confirm. Again, you will see there is a CSRF token. So this is CSRF token will be necessary whenever you create a form. Okay? Whenever you create a form and you need to have submit. Okay? So it is a method of post, and then we have a CSRF token. It means it will connect to the data that we have in the form. So there will be a question, are you sure to remove member.first name? So I'm just getting the first name and then show to the person whether we will delete this person or not. Again, we have a button delete. If we submit it, then we just delete that person name. If not, if cancel, then we will just get back to the previous page. This is the Bootstrap CDN. So let's say, let me make a new member. Okay. Let me make Mr. And the first name is ZZ and the last name is YY. And the email address is zzYY@yy.com. Okay. So I will save. Okay, I have this person. But maybe I miss something. Okay, let me delete it. So I can go to update. And this place is a form to update the data member and also to delete the data member. So I can just delete it and it will go to one page. Are you sure to remove ZZ? If I'm okay, then I press delete and it gets back to the member list and the number 3 does not exist. So the member has been deleted. Okay, so the few are same like this one. So this link is to show the delete member. Okay. It means we are going to access the delete member link. We are going to access the delete member. Okay, we are going to access this delete member. The delete member is a pet to the delete member function in the views. So delete member is this function. So this function is to check if the data is in the post, and then if it is correct, then we will delete it from the database. And after we delete it, we will redirect to the list members. So in summary, we can see that the system architecture is like this one. We have the database, the column is, the table is one, member. So I'm not sure later when you do with the team project, how many class you need to make. Okay. So if you have 5 classes, then it means you need to mention all those 5 classes. And then what are functions that you create in the views.py? So in this case, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we have list members, create member, update member, and delete member. Getting in the structure, this is the Django structure. I forgot, maybe in this view, we can see the structure. Yeah. If you go to the view and then if you call the structure, you will see on the left panel, here, you will see there are 4 functions: list members, create member, update member, and delete member. So those are the classes. Those are the classes. Those are the function in the views.py. And then, yeah, whenever you want to do the HTML, okay, so it depends on the user management. Okay. Yeah, this URLs is just to go to the particular path. It means if we delete, we go to member delete. We go to the member form. Okay. So if it is too complicated to mention which part is going to which part, so you can just make like this one. This is based on the urls.py, and it will connect to every of these ATM. So the member detail list, it goes to list members. Member insertion or creation, it goes to member form. When we update the member, we go to the member form. When we delete, it's also going to the member form and the member delete confirm. Okay, this is the model or the data. And then this is the view part, how to connect from the data into the template. The template is the HTML. Okay, so we learned about the system architecture and the CRUD system. Any questions? Okay, hopefully there is no issue, okay, in your Django. So next week we will learn something more, okay, with filtering and with other things. And tomorrow I will upload one problem in the e-class. Please check on your e-class. And yeah, maybe the due is 1 week. I think it's enough. And please answer the problems based on the questions that I give in the e-class.